Hi!
Hello, and welcome to the Daily Almanac for May 23rd. So, let's get started.
This day in history!
On this day in history, May 23rd, 1785, a letter from Benjamin Franklin arrived from France describing his invention of his new bifocal glasses. He was writing to a friend about the solution to carrying around two pairs of glasses to see objects at different distances. Also, on this day in 1788, South Carolina joined the Union as the 8th state. It was one of the original 13 colonies. The attack on Fort Sumter in Charleston, South Carolina's harbor launched the Civil War. Today, South Carolina is becoming a global business center. The state is called the Palmetto State, named for the cabbage palmetto tree, which also appears on its flag. The state flower is the yellow jasmine, and the capital is Columbia. And on this day in 1865, the Army of the Potomac celebrated the end of the Civil War by parading down Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. Only weeks before, mourners watched Abraham Lincoln's funeral travel the same thoroughfare. Today on Word Power, we're going to talk about the saying, smart aleck. A smart aleck is someone that is clever, but is also very conceited and sometimes obnoxious. If a kid talks back to his parent or plays pranks, he or she is a smart aleck. You might say, I don't like it when you tell jokes about me. Please, just stop being such a smart aleck. People who study the history of language are not sure where this phrase comes from. Some think that it refers to a criminal from New York City in the 1840s named Alec Hogue. Alec Hogue deceived and robbed unsuspecting people. So if your parents tell you not to be a smart aleck, they really mean it.
Ooh, extreme.
Today on Extremes, we ask, what is the most destructive insect? The answer is a kind of grasshopper called the desert locust. A desert locust will eat its own body weight in food every day. Most of the time, locusts stay by themselves and live a quiet life. But if their sense of touch and smell are stimulated, they shed their skins. And if there's enough food and water, they lay hundreds of eggs. When the eggs hatch, the new locusts create a swarm. Swarms of desert locusts can be many miles long, and they can fly 500 miles in a single day. A small group of 50 million locusts can eat through thousands of tons of food. Now, people who live in the drier areas of the Middle East, Africa, and Western Asia can go hungry because if a swarm of locusts come into their region, the insects will eat up all their crops.
Health tips.
The yellow stripe on the food pyramid is the thinnest stripe of all. And that's because you only need a little oil in your diet every day to stay healthy. Children 4 to 8 need 4 teaspoons of oil a day. Children 9 to 13 need 5 teaspoons of oil a day. You can get enough oil easily. For example, eat a handful and a half of peanuts or 3/4 of an avocado. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the United States. Now, once the Supreme Court makes a decision, it can only be changed by another Supreme Court decision or by amending, changing the Constitution. This is a very important power that can affect the lives of a lot of people. The Supreme Court is made up of 9 justices. One of these is the Chief Justice. They are appointed by the President and must be approved by the Senate. Justices have their jobs for life unless they resign, retire, or are impeached by the House and convicted by the Senate. Well, that's all the time we have left today for Daily Almanac. Thank Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you tomorrow.